In this video, I want to answer the question, are electric air dusters actually worth it for cleaning the dust out of your PCs? Well, spoiler alert, it is absolutely worth it, but there are some caveats. Let's dive into the confusing landscape of electric air dusters and see why XPower's new electric air duster may be the best tool for the job when it comes to cleaning out your PC for optimal air cooling. The problem with generic brands. When I was shopping around for an electric air duster, I was really overwhelmed with the amount of choices there are for a cordless air duster, especially on Amazon. As you can see, these wireless air dusters can be quite expensive, and they also claim to be just as effective as a can of compressed air while being powered by a little lithium-ion battery. Now, I'm a bit skeptical when it comes to any machine tool that is battery powered, especially when it's made by some generic Chinese brand on Amazon. After doing tons of research on Reddit and forums and whatnot, it turns out in order to get the best power, it is recommended to use a 500-watt corded air duster, which makes sense since you're not depending on a tiny lithium-ion battery to power a motor. Another advantage for a corded solution versus a wireless solution is that there's way more internal housing for a far beefier motor inside. Most importantly, with a corded solution, there's no worry of a battery degrading over time, losing its strength, and worst of all, being a point of a failure. I really think a corded duster is the smarter investment over a cordless one. So let me introduce my weapon of choice, and it's the XPOWER A-2S Cyber Duster, which is an amazing multi-purpose electric duster and blower. The first thing I noticed when I unboxed this blower was how premium it felt in the hand. Its quality construction really boasts this tool as being professional grade, made to be used and abused for a lifetime thanks to its super durable construction. It has some decent heft to it, which means that this company, XPower, did not skimp on putting a beefy 540-watt motor inside. It's still really compact, weighing at just 2.6 pounds. I really appreciate its ergonomics too, which made it really easy to maneuver and hold, moving it into tight places on my PC at every angle. This electric duster has an adjustable 2-speed control and comes equipped with 3 nozzle attachments, which were perfect for cleaning out my PC. A very important feature is that it actually has a filter on its intake, which prevents recirculation of dust particles onto the subject you are cleaning. This attention to detail of having an air filter is something that cannot be overlooked because a lot of the cheaper generic brands of air dusters lack this feature entirely. Lastly, this air duster has a very long, high-quality 10-foot power cord, which made me not miss having a cordless blower. Given how powerful this blower is, I think it's an excellent trade-off. So let's talk about my persistent computer dust problem I had, which I'm sure lots of other people have. First of all, I live in a house with many pets and humans. All the buildup of fur, hair, dandruff, human dead skills really adds up. Not to mention, it's winter here in Canada, so we have a furnace running all the time, which adds to the dust circulation. Generally speaking, computers on the floor are more susceptible to dust, which is where my PC is at. What's even worse is that my PC is right next to a furnace exhaust, which is a great source of dust. Now, looking at my Phantek 300A case, you'd think that the front intake fans wouldn't pull in a lot of dust thanks to its mesh panel. Well, unfortunately, this mesh panel is awful at filtering fine dust particles. Just look at all the dust buildup that has accumulated over just a few months. Now, yes, I am trying to subsidize this PC with some casual GPU mining, which means it's running 24/7, and thus would likely pull in more dust than someone who turns off their PC when not in use. By the way, I made a whole video on how you could make money from your PC by GPU mining. I'll leave a link in the description for that video. Now, in order to mitigate the dust problem, I tried a couple of things. One good advice I followed was to ensure that my system had positive air pressure. This means that the PC is drawing in more air into the case than what is being exhausted. This helps push dust outside of your PC instead of the opposite, which is negative air pressure, which would pull dust inside. What's crazy is that you can actually see the little dust balls being expelled behind my PC, which shows that the positive air pressure system helped a little bit. The second solution was to invest into some ultra fine mesh fan filters. I bought a couple Silverstone Tech 140mm ultra fine fan filters for my 2 intake fans. These were super expensive, but I think they're going to be worth it since I will need to clean my PC less often, which saves me time and of course money. What's nice about these air filters is that they don't limit airflow as badly as some of the cheaper air filters, like the not so fine ones, which block a lot of air and still let in a lot of dust. By the way, I went with the larger 140mm version despite having 120mm fans because I wanted the maximum airflow, and having the larger fan filters reduces the obstructions from its bezels. That's just something to keep in mind. Honestly, I wish I bought these fine filters a long time ago. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check them out. So let's dive into my cleaning process with the XPOWER Air Duster. The first thing is to unplug your computer, of course, and take it outdoors so that you don't blow all the dust into your house. Unfortunately, it's the middle of winter here with minus 20 Celsius weather, so I wasn't afforded that luxury. If you're in my situation indoors, I recommend having a handheld vacuum nearby. But it's important that you never use this vacuum on your delicate PC components, as that could cause electrostatic discharge harming your components. It's totally fine to use the vacuum on the exterior of your computer or just to pick up any dust that has fallen onto the floor while cleaning. I also wipe down the exterior of my case. Basically, you should try to remove as much dust as possible before blowing it, especially if you're indoors. Also, I recommend wearing some protective equipment like earmuffs, some sort of mask, and glasses. So how was my first cleaning experience with this electric air duster instead of using compressed air? Well, I have to say, using the XPOWER Air Duster was a pleasant experience. It literally blew out all the dust in my PC in a couple of minutes. It's extremely powerful, making the job quick and efficient. Its long nozzle made it very easy to reach hard to reach areas, and I was simply amazed at the results. Just look at this before and after. It has become obvious that this air duster is totally safe to use directly on any expensive computer component. In fact, after blowing all the dust out of my PC, not only did it look much more pleasing to the eye through its last case, it actually ran quieter with less heat, and therefore I was able to restore some of the original performance when it was first built. One quick pro tip while cleaning your PC with any type of air blower is to gently hold the fans down to prevent them from spinning way too fast. There's a lot of anecdotal evidence on Reddit forums of people blowing out their motherboards from blowing on the fans too fast. A lot of this comes from misconceptions of people using vacuums, cans of compressed air, or large industrial air compressors that can release contaminants, moistures, or electrostatic charge onto their delicate PC components. The XPOWER Cyber Duster is completely safe since it only blows dry, clean air. Now, one important step when it comes to cleaning your PC is to make sure you clean all the fan filters, especially the ones that are intake fan filters and the one for your power supply, which can collect a lot of dust. I found that blowing all these filters was extremely fast and easy with the XPOWER Duster, much easier than cleaning it with like water or a cloth. I also took the time to blow out all the electronics like my keyboards. You can see all the hair and fluff being extracted away from my keyboards thanks to how powerful, how high speed the blower is. In fact, you can think of this tool as a mini air blower, similar to the ones that you use outside to blow leaves outside, except this is a lot easier to use in small applications throughout your house. Overall, cleaning my PC with the XPOWER A2S Cyber Duster was a much more convenient and satisfying experience than cleaning with compressed air. I find cans of compressed air to be quite annoying to use because you need to hold them straight in order to prevent its dangerous liquid from being expelled onto your delicate components. Honestly, using cans of compressed air on my delicate components, like my RTX 3070, just felt kind of risky. Not to mention that the can would get extremely cold after long use, causing me to wait for it to warm up, and that whole experience prevented me from cleaning my PC in a fast and efficient manner. The XPOWER Cyber Duster is a worthy buy-it-for-life investment thanks to how durable and reliable it is. Not only are you getting an equally, if not more powerful and reliable air blower, you're stopping unnecessary waste of disposable compressed air cans that go into the landfill. And who knows, maybe this duster can be handed down to the next generation or shared with your friends to further prevent waste and create a more sustainable future. I will leave a link in the description to the XPOWER A2S duster. Let me know what you think of this air duster. Are you sick of buying cans of compressed air or simply not happy with the results of some of the weaker battery-powered air dusters? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.